My dear friends, today I am taking ninth question of K5001. What is the question? What are the conditions and procedure for filing a suit by or against the government or public officer? This is a most important question because you will see in this question how a suit can be filed against the government or a public officer. So, in this the answer of this question, the condition for filing a suit by or against government or public officers are provided under these sections 79 to 82 and order 27 of CPC, which are as under these sections and under this order 27, these this case, a suit against government or a public officer can be filed, and there are many steps to file a suit against government or public officer, and I am taking one by one. First step, first condition, parties to suit. According to section 79 in a suit, by, by or against the government, the authority to be named as plaintiff or defendant, as the case may be or shall be. First, in case a suit against central government, the Union of India. This is the case. Second, in case suit against the state government, the state itself. So, suit against government, these are the two conditions which you have to make the defendant in suit against a government. Second condition, this is the first condition in which the suit is against central government or state government, and the second condition is, it may be noted that in ordinary suit, notice need not be given to the defendant by the plaintiff before filing the suit. My dear friends, this second condition is most important condition. In this condition, a suit is filed when a suit is filed against a government or a public officer. A notice is given to the defendant by the plaintiff. This is the condition. In ordinary cases, you have seen a notice is not given to the defendant by the plaintiff. Only summons are served by the government. This is the condition of this suit. In this condition, a notice must be given by the plaintiff to the defendant. Why this notice is given to the defendant? Because before filing a suit, a time is given to the defendant to rethink on the decision, so that the time of the court, time of the plaintiff, or money can be saved, time can be saved, and energy can be saved if the defendant rethink on the decision which is given against the plaintiff. My dear friends, in some cases or in urgent cases, there is no need of notice, where in urgent cases immediate relief is required. In that case, notice is not given to the defendant by the plaintiff. This is the condition, my dear friends, and notice is given to whom? I am taking this point in detail. Notice is given to whom? In a case against central government, notice is given to the chief, given to the secretary of the government. In a case against to the government, when in related to the railway, general manager of that railway, the notice is served to the GM. In a shoot against the a state like Jammu and Kashmir, the chief secretary of that government, notice is given to the chief secretary of that government. And in a shoot against the state, any state, notice is given to the secretary to the government. In a shoot against the public officer, the notice is given to the public officer concerned. This is the full detail of this second point. Why the notice is given in this case, and whom the notice is given to, the different parties in this case, I have taken in detail. I think the second point is clear to you. Now I will take next the contents of this notice. Notice is a given, but what will be the contents of the notice? And I will take now contents of the notice. As I have told you that the contents of the notice are 89 and section 80 enact only the rules of procedure and do not affect liabilities against the government. This is the condition of these sections. They are to be provisions of the Constitution of India, wide Article 294. So, Section 80 deals in two cases. Deals in only two cases: suit against government or suit against public officers. Requirement of the notice, as I have said, that what are the contents of the notice or this essential requirement of the notice weren't the same thing. Under section 8 should contains, what should be in the notice? A notice should contain name, address, description. Second, statement of the cause of action. Action, what is the reason? What is the reason for which the suit is filed? A reason for which a suit is filing by the plaintiff is third, a statement him, and also in the plaintiff statement must be written relief claimed by him. So these are the contents of the, and after getting this notice and after getting the with this notice, plaintiff with this notice, or after by the government must ask some question, some relevant government may ask. And what are the questions which government may ask? Will certainly ask about the notice are as, my dear friends, as I have told you that after notice, the court must ask the following question in each case. After notice, court must ask these four cases. First, whether the name, description, and address are given so as to enable the authorities to identify the person. It means in the notice, these things should be mentioned clearly so that the authority can recognize the person against whom the decision is given by that authority. Second, whether the cause of action and relief which the plaintiff claims are set out with sufficient particularity. And this point is to be mentioned specifically or clearly in the notice. Third, whether the notice in writing has been given to or left at the office of appropriate authority. Third point is this, whether the notice is given to the concerned authority or the notice is left at the appropriate at the office of the appropriate authority. Fourth, whether suit is filed after the expiration of 2 months next after the notice has been served. My dear friend, this is the important condition. After 2 months, the suit may be filed, not before 2 months. After 2 months of the notice, the suit may be filed not before the 2 months. This is the fourth condition, and all these conditions are all these four conditions court must ask to the plaintiff. So I'm taking next part. My dear friends, effect of technical defect in notice. Sometimes there may be some defect in notice given by the plaintiff. So here section 83, section 80, subsection 3 has been added by the Amendment Act of 1976 with a view to ensuring that just claims of aggrieved party should not be defeated on the technical ground. My dear friends, this section was added later on in 1976. If there is a if there is some defect remains in the notice, so that the notice must not be rejected by the court by the defect of the notice, party should not be affected. This is the clause. It therefore enacts that suit against the government or public officer shall not be dismissed merely by technical defect or error in the notice. If there is a technical defect or error in the notice, suit shall not be dismissed at any cost of the aggrieved party. Now, section 80, subsection 2 provides that a suit may be instituted with leave of the court for obtaining an urgent or immediate relief against the government or public officer. This clause says that a suit may be instituted with leave of the court for obtaining urgent and immediate relief against the government or public officer. This section helps the plaintiff also. My dear friends, fourth condition, exclusion of period of notice in computing the period of limitation. As I have told, my dear friends, as I have said in second or third part, that the time of the notice is 2 months and that must be excluded, or the case must be filed after the expiration of that time. So in this section, this is the case. Exclusion of period of notice. Period of notice is 2 months, and that period must be excluded from the time of filing a suit. In computing the period of limitation, for instituting a suit, as I have said, for instituting a suit, the period of notice under Section 80 must be excluded. This clause I have said 2 or 3 times in this question, that the period of notice is 2 months, and this period of notice must be excluded from the time of the suit. Or you can say the suit must be filed after the 2 months of the notice time. So this is the condition, and this condition is under the Section 80. Now, waiver of the notice. A notice under Section 80 is given for the benefit of the defendant, and there is nothing to prevent him for waiving it. And this section under 80 also provide the benefit to the defendant also for waiver of the notice. The waiver of the notice, this section provides this benefit to the defendant. Now, fifth condition, time for filing plaint in court. When in a court the plaint should be filed, this is the fifth condition. The plaint must be filed after expiration of 2 months. Again, that is the same thing. If of the notice, and it shall contain a statement that notice as required by Section 80 has been so delivered or left as required. If the plaint does not contain this statement, it is the duty of the court to reject the plaint. So, my dear friends, again, in these two sections, the same thing is repeated, that the notice of the time should be excluded from the time of the before filing the suit, or a suit must be filed after 2 months of the notice time. My dear friends, sixth condition, procedure. This is the last condition. How a suit can be filed. According to Order 23, in any suit against the government, the plaint or written statement should be signed and verified by the person appointed by the government who is acquainted with the facts of the case. My dear friends, according to Order 23, a plaint which is to be filed in the court should be verified, signed and verified. On the statement, you can say statement or plaint or the subject matter, whatever you say, that should be signed by the plaintiff and verified by the a recognized person or a authorized person by the government who is acquainted with the facts of this fact of the case. So therefore, this is the way of filing a suit or a plaint in the court. So, person authorized to act for the government shall be deemed to be the recognized agent. Person from government side should be an agent under Order 3 for the purpose of receiving summons. Government court will send a summon to the government. A person who will receive the summon under the Order 03 will be the agent of the government. Now, last condition, a reasonable time to file the written statement should be given to the government. council, government council for the state. And one thing most important is the for the government there is no need to file the wakalatnama. There is no need of wakalatnama. This is the whole procedure. This is the total procedure by which a plaint or a statement or a subject matter of the suit can be filed after signing or verifying by the acquainted person of the government. So, my dear friends, I have taken this question very deeply. All the points have been or have been cleared from my side. So I think all the points are clear to you. And in the last, as I have mentioned in the other videos, it is my request to you, please subscribe the channel. I shall be very thankful to you.